All right. I do believe last day was page 277. Is that correct? That's where it started? Yeah? Okay, I know there are some questions because of some emails. I think there's some overlap, which is good. And if there wasn't, that'd be fine. But first, where do you guys want to start? Because I know there's, like I said, I know there's questions. Anyone? Maybe I should mirror on the screen behind me. Yes, we can.
I think that should fix everything.
Okay. That would be magical.
Everything else after that point.
Okay. Oh, that's weird. It took me a second. I'm like, what in the world is that even asking? I don't know what that. Oh, okay. Can you see that? Karina, I was like, what? I can undo number 2. It's like, well, I can't. I don't know. But okay, good. So there's people that want number 2. Which says simplify. Yeah, and sorry, I'll take this off so you can hear me better. It says simplify, and I'm looking at it, I was like, this doesn't say equals anything. I don't know what to do. But then I relaxed. I'm not saying you guys didn't. I'm just saying I figured it out. Okay, adrenaline, slow down. Let me think clearly. N plus 2 times n plus 1 factorial. So n plus 1 factorial means, I'll just write it here, I'm going to write it in a different color. N plus 1 factorial equals n plus 1 times n minus 1 times n minus 2, blah, 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 right?
Okay.
You see where this is going?
Yeah, I just needed the why. I just didn't understand the why that's happening here, but I think
So this here, we have n plus 1 n, and it goes on forever. So like that's not part of simplifying it. There's no answer because we have no idea what n equals. But we can get rid of this n plus 2 because all it is the step in front. So n plus 2 times n plus 1 factorial is the same as saying n plus 2 factorial. Does that make sense? Even though I'm not hearing it, I love the body language.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah. Well, like I said, when I first looked at it, I was like, oh,
how did they get this
simplify. Like, well, I'm like, I don't know what n is. I can't make this simpler. But yeah. So that does that help? Maya, where are you at, sister? Here, I'll show you an easier way. If the question said, I think you'd see this because we're so used to like the n minus 1. I say so used to. We've been doing this 2 days. But if I'd said n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 factorial, if it said simplify that, I could rewrite this as n factorial. Does that make sense? Yeah, we just.
so any of those n minus 1, n minus 2, you can, if it says factorial, you can just get rid of all of them?
Yeah, as long as it's all in a line. Like what I couldn't do is, I say in a line, in order. If I do n times n minus 2 times n minus 4 factorial, well, I'm hooped. There's nothing I can do to simplify that because I'm missing n minus 3 and n minus 1. Cool in the gang? Jamer, you're good with that? Sama, lama, lama, lama? I don't know what I was going to say. Gav? I don't even like the sound of that. Do you like that sound?
Usually my family just calls me that.
Yeah. Do you like that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
We're like my volleyball team.
Because I know I used to call, there's this one student I used to teach, her name's Karina, and every once in a while I would call her Karina. Haha, being funny. This year I asked her, do you like that? She says, no. It's like, okay, 5 or 6 years. Better late than never. Am I right?
Shoot.
Did you say shoot?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense for you though, Karina?
Yes, you kind of like just go back a step.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. As long as they are kind of successive, as long as they're in order that way.
Okay.
Hearing yeah from your mouth did sound a little odd.
Oh, as soon as I said it, I was like, I've never called you that. I think I actually wrote it though on physics, didn't I? Gav's, this is Gav's lesson or something. Yeah, sounds funny to me. Not funny bad. It's just I'm not used to it. Because Gavin's a funny name. Why my adrenaline is up for some reason. Next question. Are there other questions? 3 and 5. Okay. Number 3, and you guys are seeing this on the screen, right? Yeah. Okay, n plus 1 over n minus 1. Okay, so it's n plus 1 factorial over n minus 1 factorial. I too often mess around with students' names. That kid that I tutor, his name is Max, and so I'll call him Maximilian, whatever. I think I told you guys I taught this one kid. His name was Dixon. I said, I'm not going to be shortening your name. He's like, yeah, no, it's that's good. All right. You see what I did there? Sam and Maya. So this n plus 1 factorial means n plus 1 times n minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus blah, 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 blah. Same with this one on the bottom, but I don't need to expand this. I just need to find a way that I can find something to cancel. So this is like cha-ching, which equals either n plus 1 times n or like n squared plus n. I don't know, however way the back has it. This, I like this better, but it's simplified. You good with that? Maya?
You said to do in the order.
Yep, you're just expanding. It's like one way, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, but maybe this might help to kind of think of it. Like, because I could see this right away, and so I just jumped into what to do. But if you're not sure, you go n plus 1 times n minus 1 times n minus 2, just kind of expand it a little bit. N minus 1 times n minus 2 times n minus 3, factorial, whatever. And then realize, oh, hang on, I can keep it here and keep it here, which means the top one is the only one that needed to expand. The reason I'm showing it this way is because you might go like, I don't have a clue. So then just write out a few steps and then you might be able to see it better. Because even if we say, oh, n minus 2, okay, well then I don't need this. I just say n minus 2 factorial, cha-ching, cha-ching. But all of a sudden, hang on a second, I've got that in there as well, blah, blah, blah. And so you just try and simplify it. I'm scribbling this out because I'm wondering if it might be more confusing. My point basically is if you're not sure, play around, try some different things, stretch it out, compact it. Are you okay with that, Maya?
I think so.
And 5 was next? Sam, that's what you said?
Yes, but I think I can see how to do 5 after seeing this question.
Yeah, it's probably, well, why don't I do it? It's not gonna hurt anything. You guys at home, I think because I'm recording and mirroring, I won't be able to hear you super well. So feel free to punch it into the chat box. I might be able to see it better. Just don't ask me to undo anything. Number 5, not a magician. B minus 1 factorial. It's a line from a movie. He's a magician with what? Oh, with a gun. It's a monster movie. Okay, so B minus 3 is further along down the line than B minus 1 is. So I'm going to expand B minus 1. So I'm going to do B minus 1 times B minus 2 times B minus 3, and there we are. All over B minus 3 factorial, brackets are very important, equals 6. Those cancel, and this becomes, we're solving for B, yeah, this is going to become a kind of a factoring question and stuff. I was just looking at, because I'm doing the grade 11 Precal next semester, and I was just looking at kind of how to start, and I just remember like factoring. It's right, like factoring is massive. It's throughout everything, and so like that's the first unit I'm setting up to do.
That's a 3B.
Yes, can't you read? Thank you. See, I knew as I'm writing this, I'm talking, I'm thinking I shouldn't be talking right now. B minus 4B plus 1 equals 0. B equals 4 or negative 1, and it can't be negative 1 because that would give us negatives in here. That wouldn't work. So this gets rejected. Oh, can't have it all. But if we try putting -1 in here, -1, -1 is -2, -2 factorial, it has to be positive. We can't do that. But the 4 minus 1 is 3, 4 minus 3 is 1, totally works. And we can try it, 4 minus 1, so it's 3, 3 factorial, 6, 6 divided by 1 is 6. So yeah, there's definitely some like more steps in this one. Is that good for you, Sam? Yeah. Anybody else? Questions, problems? Maya? Well, if you're not, you know where I am. Anybody else? Any other questions from the assignment? No. Going once, twice, 3 times. Okay, you can never ask me another question about that. Moving along. Just kidding. How do I stop sharing screen without stopping recording? I'm not sharing the screen. I need to start sharing the screen. What's wrong with me? I'm trying to think. Did I have something weird for breakfast? 8.2, that was yesterday. No. Maybe one day next week. No, coffee will make me sick. You know what? If I drink a Coke, which is very rare, but you know, I think you guys might know how much I love carbonation. That's why I like the club soda. Every once in a while, there's no club soda, and it's like, I just like, especially if I'm having pizza, pizza or nachos, I want carbonation. Yeah. You know, club soda, beer, I don't care. Coke if I have to, but I know Coke will mess with me. And so, anyways, my point is, a lot of times it hits me the next day, which is kind of interesting. I don't know what that means about my metabolism. I don't know how much it's just in my head, but the next day I cannot focus. I cannot complete a sentence. Yeah. Permutations. Yeah, I'm feeling very ADD right now. For the math nerds, like me, permutations are fun. Permutations, combinations, it's playing with numbers. It's not, it's a little bit of algebra, like it's not graphing, you know, it's not transformations. Not like those are bad things, but they generally don't win popularity awards. Like just kind of playing around with numbers, this is kind of fun.
What an actuary would do.
To a much higher level, yeah. And with all kinds of other things. Did I tell you guys there's a girl that came a couple years ago because she was in school to be an actuary. And an actuary, this was maybe a terrible way of describing it, but the way I would describe it to, I was going to say my kids, so some students, but also Evan, because I know she's thinking about it, my daughter. It's like an accountant on steroids. It's almost like a PhD accountant. There's a girl, former student, Katie, not Katie, her sister, Rachel Reeves. No, it was Katie. Katie Reeves came a couple of years ago because she was in school to be an actuary, and part of it was like doing presentations and stuff. And so she's talking about some of the stuff that they did. She presented to my grade 12 pre-cal class at the time. And she was talking about how, like, let's say, like with the coronavirus, actuaries are involved with predictions, not only like kind of deaths and things like that, but also how it affects the economy, what the debt will go to, how long to pay off the debt. Like there's all kinds of these really interesting factors, like natural disasters, an actuary gets involved. City planning, actuaries are involved. It's pretty neat. But the part that I remember probably most is, I say I remember most, and now I don't, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, I'm pretty good with numbers, but I don't remember them well. Like I don't remember phone numbers well or anything like that. If you tell me, I think you've seen that, like do question 27, sure. I pull out a pen, sorry, what number? 27. And then I like touch something else and like, wait, what? So anyways, but the salary, it was huge money. And the reason I'm saying I forget, because I don't remember the numbers, but I like starting was over 6 figures. Like starting, did you hear that part? Starting. And I seem to remember, like I just interrupted and I walked up to the screen And I pointed to it, I was like, $500,000 after like 6 years of experience something? Like, is that right? Like they put an extra zero, so no, that's right. It's like, well, maybe it's not too late for me. But it's high level stuff. You know, you got
My brother, he said he graduated with somebody that in class or whatever, he get his work done before everybody was done taking notes or whatever, and he wanted to become an actuary because he just wanted to play with the numbers all day.
interesting. That's neat. Yeah, because it's projections, which is also like it's a different level because it's not like, okay, everything balances out, I have the right answer. It's like, well, I think, like it's what they're projecting, this next 4 months, if we don't, wear masks or do this, then 100,000 people can die. Like it's projections. It's not a guarantee. It's not exact. It's like when you guys, I don't know, when you first started having to do what's the word I'm looking for, not assumptions. If you're looking at math and you don't know the exact answer, what's the word? Estimation. Thank you. It's kind of like it comes to full circle, like it's much different animal. Anyways, everybody in the room here is done writing, so I'm just going to talk about it really quick. I don't want that. I want this. Okay, so this NPR, you will be given the NPR equals n factorial over n minus r factorial, and this is like a fraction, n factorial over n minus r factorial. You will be given this for the test, your final test, grade 12 Precal. N is the total number of objects. R is the total number of objects chosen. We often say like N choose R. I say we, the nerdy peeps. N is the bigger number, always. Examples 1 and 2, we'll do that in the middle of 280. If when R equals N, all the objects are chosen and the formula is simplified to N factorial, because this would be 0 factorial right here. N minus R would be 0, 0 factorial equals 1. So examples 1 and 2, middle of 280. The middle, yeah, it is the middle. Okay, so we'll just kind of walk through it. Stop share. Every time, I think that looks like the Winter Soldier, Matthew. That's not what I want. I want full screen. Okay, so in how many ways can the letters A, B, C, D be arranged without repetition? And so the first spot is there's, when you have it kind of in 4 spaces. Oh, just have sticky notes right here. There's 4 to choose from, A, B, C, or D. Then you have 3, then 2, then 1. So you multiply those. 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. 24 different ways. Actually, I'll do it this way. And how many ways can 5 automobiles be parked in a row in a parking lot? Same idea. So if it's 5p5, 5 factorial over 5 minus 5 factorial, which is 5 factorial. 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60, times 2 is 120. I do want to mention permutations, like your combination locks that are on your locker or wherever else you may have in your life, technically should be called permutation locks because the order matters. That's something to remember. Order matters. In combinations, it doesn't. Combinations, it doesn't. Combination is just a group. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 people in this room. If I said, like, how many ways could I line you guys up in the room? If I'm talking about the ways of lining you guys up, then order matters. Sometimes Maya's first, sometimes Emma, blah, 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 blah. That's a permutation. A combination is just you as a group. Like how many ways can I have you guys as a group? If it's just kind of like that nebulous, well, it's just one. It doesn't matter the order. It'll make a bit more sense and more applicability once we get into combinations. Jamie and Emma, with you guys, one's right-handed, one's left-handed. If you guys are sitting, do you guys sit next to each other for supper?
No.
No. When you kind of have to sit next to each other, I don't know, you're somebody else's house, whatever, and then you're told, this is where you're sitting. Do you always sit so that like,
My parents do that. Yeah, but we don't really, like dad's left-handed, so don't like switch.
oh, interesting.
They always
That's
switch.
right. I forgot. Yeah, your dad's left-handed. Yeah. So you keep out of each other's elbow way. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, my mom is left-handed, and yeah, she would always also just bug me, you know,
Yeah.
throwing elbows. Is everybody done writing this down? Sam, you're good?
Yeah.
Right. All right, let's stop screen sharing. Why does it do this? Come on, go back to full screen. Winter Soldier. Page 280. Did I tell you guys what this is? That I went to see the doctor about this? It's a wart. Gross. Page 280, number 1. In how many ways can 3 books be ordered from a total of 5? So it's 5p3, which means 5 factorial over 5 minus 3 factorial. And that's it. So that's 5 factorial over 2 factorial. Yeah, like you will be able to have your calculator, but to my way of thinking, it's just going to be quicker and easier if you just do the math, kind of the simple part with the canceling. So it's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 factorial over 2 factorial. 5 times 4 times 3 is 60. So if you have 5 books and you just want to take 3 at a time, how many different ways can you order 3 at a time from using all those books? How many total possible ways? 60, where order matters. If it's a combination, it's 20, but I shouldn't talk about it till we get there. Question 2, how many ways can 5 letters be ordered from a total of 10? Same idea, 10p5. And this one might need a calculator. 10 factorial over 10 minus 5 factorial, which is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial over 5 factorial. Can I do this? Probably not. 9 times 8, 70. No, 56. No, forget it. I can't do that. That's right in the book. I don't need to look this up. 30,240. Yeah, no kidding. I could do that. 97, 720 times 7. 495,004. 6 times 5,000, 30,000, 30,024. That was close. Has everybody got that? Cool. Everyone at home? I think I could hear you now. Try it. Somebody say something just for funsies.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still pretty quiet. Must be when it's mirrored. Okay, page 281. Also, when I say please say something, I expect some enthusiasm, Karina, not just yep.
I'm trying, okay?
Okay, that was better. Sounded like you cared. Number 1, how many ways can we order 6 people sitting in a row? The reason it gives you a question like this, you might think, oh, permutation, but I don't know what we're choosing. It's basically, if it doesn't give you any other information, it's 6 choose 6. So that's 6p6, which is the same as 6 factorial. 6 times 5 is 30, times 4 is 120, times 3 is 360, times 2 is 720. Please stop me from going too fast because I feel like I'm racing. It's my heart rate right now. Oh, it's really low. That's so weird. Science, hey? I promise you, it's just been water this morning. Water at a granola bar, a banana, and an apple. Number 2, how many ways can we order 6 people sitting in a row if the original pairs of people must stay together? It's good that we're walking through questions like this because that sounds weird. 2 people must stay together. Like, what? How do I do? What's the trick? The trick is just you cut right through it. 6 choose 2. Oops. 6p2. What's 6 factorial over 6 minus 4? No. Hello, Freud. The brains are working too fast. 6 minus 2 factorial, which 6 times 5 times 4 factorial over 4 factorial. 30 ways. And that's really, well, I keep wanting to find a shortcut. If you want to work ahead, go for it. If it feels like I'm taking too long with the examples, but it's probably worth it just because it can sound tricky. Because essentially, not essentially, there's a lot of word problems in this, and you just have to figure out what to pull out of them. Question 3, how many different ways can 5 books be ordered on a bookshelf if they always face the same direction? Which just means, like I said, it's you guys lining up at the door. It's just 5 factorial. 5p5, so it's 5 factorial over 5 minus 5 factorial, which is 5 factorial, which is 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60, times 2 is 120. Question 4, the wording, again, a little bit interesting. How many ways can digits 358 be arranged to form a different number with no repetitions? That seems tricky, especially when you're told 3, 5, and 8. You're not told 3 different numbers. You're not told 3 different people. You see 3, 5, and 8, and you want to kind of use those in the math. You don't. Those are just 3 unique things. 3p3, which is 3 factorial, which is 6. Two more. Question 6 is the hardest and funnest. Can I move this paper? And Matthew or Karina, do you need it?
Nope.
Nope.
You guys in the room here? Everybody's good? Not going too fast? Jamie, you're good? Maya? Maya, you look like you're working on something else. You look like you're doing your taxes in the corner. I'm not saying you are and whatever. I'm just teasing. You're not doing anything wrong. Maya's like, how can I increase my fuel efficiency? Number 5. Buy a Prius and ride your bike. I drove my car here today. And it's like, I don't remember last time I drove it because I'm pretty sure I was the last one to fill up the car. My wife's working from home. Jackson's got his own car. Why am I talking about this? Number 5, in how many ways can 6 players be arranged in groups of 4? 6p4. Okay, I'm going fast. I want to explain what I'm doing. So 6 minus 4, I know is 2. And I'm pretty sure you guys know that as well. So instantly what I do on the top is I'm just working this out to the 2 factorial. I'm just instantly doing that. It's almost, basically I'm skipping the step that says 6 factorial over 2 factorial. I'm kind of skipping that step when I jump to this. And really, so only the 2 at the end is the one that's canceling. 6 times 5 is 30, times 4 is 120, times 3 is 360. If you have 6 things and you're choosing 4 at a time, how many different ways can you do that? 360 ways. And if you're thinking, well, when will I ever use this? The other day, it was pretty funny. I got all excited because Evan texted me. She's like, Dad, I can't remember the password to this one thing. There's probably a math way you can do it. I know I use these numbers. I don't remember the order and stuff like this. I was like, oh, a life of preparation. Six, solve for n. These are the funnest ones. NP5, yes, that's an n. Something just happened to it on the way out of the factory. Equals 7 times NP4. Looks weird. How, what in the world? Well, start by setting it up. So NP5 is n factorial over n minus 5 factorial equals 7 times n factorial over n minus 4 factorial. So that's just fleshing it out. There's no tricks or anything there. But I want you to tell me, what do I do from here?
Then you I'm pretty sure you like cross multiply type thing with the n over n minus 5 and the other side as well.
Okay. What does that mean? Give me some specifics here.
So on the left side, you would multiply n minus 4 factorial times n factorial, and then same with n minus 5 factorial.
Okay.
So then they kind of, yeah. So
Okay. I hear what you're saying. So, and I will say, you don't have to write this down, because I will say, like, what you're saying makes sense. I want to show you an easier way, but I'm going to do this just so you guys know, because it's good to know the different ways. It helps your understanding. And I honestly didn't even think of doing it this way. So n minus 4 factorial times n factorial. I did not leave enough room on that side. Let's do it over here. I want to do it over here because it's different. N minus 4 factorial times n factorial over n minus 5 factorial equals 7 times n factorial over n minus 4 factorial times n minus 5 factorial. And I just, oh my word, I'm doing this wrong. Because if we're cross multiplying, we don't need to write this part. We don't need to write this part. And so from here, right? This is what you were talking about, Gavin?
Yeah, I can't really see that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so when you cross multiply, they leave the bottom, so you don't need it. So n minus 4 goes over here, n minus 5 goes over here. And then what would you do?
I forget what I did.
Anybody
I
else?
just remember that was like the first step.
If you're continuing on here, the trickiest part, I think, in all of this is you want to cancel these guys somehow. N minus 5 factorial goes n minus 5, n minus 6, n minus 7. Those numbers are getting bigger. They're getting further away from this. So this is the one that's going to change. N minus 4 goes to n minus 5. Boom, we can change it. Now I'll show you kind of what I would have done. First thing, if I divide both sides by n factorial, gone. The top part's gone. I don't have to worry about that. Don't have to think about that. As long as everything's multiplying, and dividing is, trust me, kind of version of multiplying. As long as everything's multiplying, you can just cancel on either side. If these were both n minus 5 or n minus 4 on the bottom, I would cancel it. Granted, that would mean 1 equals 7, and that doesn't work. So let's flesh this out a little bit. I said this is the one I need to change. So right now we have 1 over n minus 5 factorial equals 7. I could have written this as 7n factorial over n minus 4 factorial, right? Because it's multiplying a fraction. Number multiplies top. So that's why I'm putting the 7 on top, in case you're wondering. So it's 7 over n minus 4 times n minus 5 factorial. Now I've got my n minus 5s that I can cancel. Multiply, and to do that, technically, I multiply both sides by n minus 5 factorial. If I multiply both sides by n minus 5 factorial, that's n minus 5 factorial on the top, n minus 5 factorial on the top, cancel. So now I've got 1 equals 7 over n minus 4. And now we're off to the races, as my mom would say. My granny would say, now we're cooking with gas. Multiply both sides by n minus 4. You've got n minus 4 on the left, cancels on the right. Sorry, I feel like I'm not being a good teacher today. I'm so scrambled. I don't know if I electrocuted myself at some point and my synapses are misfiring. Synapses? I don't know why I'm talking. Does this make sense? Are we okay?
Yeah.
So here's something that I've been thinking about. Okay, we're done. I was like, okay, so I'm going to be applying for jobs. I need to find a job for next year. Do I show them my YouTube channel? But then they hear stuff like this, you know? choose the wrong stinking video to watch to see me as a teacher. It's like, I don't want to hire that person. Anyways, any questions from my home peeps?
No.
How about you, Winter Soldier?
Not really. I'm just working on 2B.
Oh, like in the assignment?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can just text me if you got a question, as you
Okay.
normally do. You guys in here, you're good? Ready for me to shut up? All right, I'm ending this meeting. Peace.
Okay, bye.
Oops.